This story is about a kingdom where both the king and queen are poisoned by someone using a deadly poison, and the antidote is located on an island where there is a life-giving water. However, this water is guarded by a dangerous monster. Today we will explain this thrilling fantasy movie. The movie begins with a voice that tells us about a palace made entirely of gold, located at the edge of the earth. This palace is called Palace Surya Maurya, and beneath it, there is a magical glacier. Every drop of water from the glacier collects in a small pond, and this water is known as the water of life, capable of curing any disease. Many people have tried to find this palace to obtain the life-saving water, but no one has ever returned alive. The scene shifts to Espen and his brothers, who work in the forest cutting trees. A young boy is also with them, but he accidentally makes a mistake that nearly kills their boss. The boss gets very angry and fires the boy. Espen and his brothers try to convince their boss not to fire the child for such a small mistake, but the boss ends up firing all three of them. They return home and tell their father about the incident, and their father scolds them for quitting their jobs. While they are talking about this, a royal procession arrives, and a royal servant informs them that they have been invited to the princess's 19th birthday celebration. The three brothers are overjoyed and quickly get ready to attend the party. At the celebration, everyone looks at the brothers strangely and mocks their poverty. Espen leaves his brothers and goes to wish the princess, while his younger brother, Pole, finds himself at the food table. There, he meets a girl who immediately takes a liking to him and asks him to dance. However, Pole is very shy and runs away to join his brothers. As Espen is wishing the princess, he notices that many expensive gifts are placed around, making him feel embarrassed, and he quietly puts his own gift back in his pocket. Meanwhile, after drinking, the king and queen suddenly collapse and fall unconscious. It turns out that the drink served to them by Espen's brother contained poison. The kingdom's minister informs the princess that the drink was served by the young boy, leading the princess to become furious. She orders Espen's brothers to be imprisoned. Espen tries to explain that his brothers are innocent, but no one believes him. Later, the royal physician informs the princess that her parents have been poisoned and will never wake up. This news devastates the princess. Christine starts crying, and just then, Espen approaches her, pleading that his brothers are innocent and should be freed. Christine tells Espen that it was his brothers who poisoned her parents, causing them to fall into a coma from which they will never awaken. Espen then asks Christine if she has ever heard of Surya Maurya. The royal physician laughs and dismisses it as a mere rumor, claiming that no such palace exists. But Espen insists that it is true. And in that palace, there is a water known as the water of life that can cure any disease. Christine, hearing Espen's words, decides to embark on a journey to retrieve the water of life to save her parents. Meanwhile, the waiter who had instructed Espen's brother to serve the drink comes into the scene. He meets with the group and informs them that the king and queen are now in a permanent coma, while the princess is still alive and will go to retrieve the water of life. This group, however, intends to kill the princess and take control of the kingdom. They decide to follow her, but one member of the group poisons and kills the waiter before they can leave. Espen and Christine venture into a forest, but Espen doesn't know the way to the Golden Palace. Suddenly, they encounter a squirrel who leads them to a witch's house. Inside, they find that the witch's nose is stuck to a table, and Espen helps her free it. In return, the witch tells Espen about the path to the Golden Palace. She explains that only one person has ever returned alive from the palace, and that person lives in a cave high in the mountains. However, to reach that cave, Espen and Christine will first have to face a monster who will try to mislead them. The witch warns Espen to not fall for the monster's words, no matter what. The witch gives Espen magical flying boots, and when he tries them on, he is able to leap great distances. Espen and Christine head towards the cave. Meanwhile, Espen's brother, Pole, meets the same girl who had asked him to dance earlier. She brings him a large cake, and Pole's brother finds a comb and a spoon hidden inside the cake. He keeps the spoon. As Espen and Christine walk through the dense forest, they hear a terrifying sound. Upon hearing it, all of Christine's soldiers flee, leaving her and Espen behind. But both Christine and Espen decide to continue. After a while, they stop to rest, and Christine falls asleep, snoring loudly. Espen, annoyed by the noise, covers his ears with grass. Soon, a violin tune plays, and Christine, entranced by the sound, is pulled toward it. Espen wakes up and follows her, realizing that the tune is the cause of her behavior. They discover that the music is being played by a monster. Espen quickly snaps Christine out of her trance, and they realize that this is the very cave the witch had told them about. However, the monster refuses to let them pass, and the monster tells Espen and Christine that if they wish to proceed, they must defeat him in a violin competition. If they fail, the monster will kill them. Espen accepts the challenge, and the competition begins. The monster plays the violin, and upon hearing it, Christine becomes entranced once again. Then it's Espen's turn, and he plays so terribly that the monster covers his ears in pain. Espen takes advantage of this moment and strikes the monster on the head with his violin, freeing Christine and escaping the cave. As they walk, Espen finds a bottle labeled "short," and he asks Christine what it is. She tells him that it can revive someone who is unconscious. Soon, Christine spots a house in the distance, and they quickly head towards it. An elderly man is chopping wood outside, and Espen asks him if he is the one who returned alive from the Golden Palace. The man directs them to his father inside. Upon entering, they meet another old man who gives them the same answer, sending them to another, smaller man. Finally, they meet a very tiny elderly man who reveals that he drank the water of life, but due to his old age, he forgot the way to the palace. However, he had written everything about the palace in his diary. Espen reads the diary, and as they step outside, they find themselves face to face with the group that poisoned Christine's parents. The group captures them and takes them to their camp. Christine demands to know who they are and why they have captured them. The leader of the group laughs and admits that she was the one who poisoned Christine's parents. Christine is shocked and asks her why she did it, but the leader refuses to answer and orders her men to kill Espen and Christine. However, the leader suddenly changes her mind and tells Christine that it was her loyal minister who tried to kill her parents. Christine is taken aback by this revelation. The leader then orders her men to kill the two, but Christine secretly hides a knife in her sleeve. Two of the leader's men take Espen and Christine outside, arguing over who will kill them. In the chaos, Christine cuts the ropes binding her and Espen, and they manage to escape. However, the group corners them soon after. Christine pulls out the magical violin and plays it. The sound causes everyone to become mesmerized, and they begin to dance uncontrollably, allowing Espen and Christine to escape. Meanwhile, Espen's brothers are visited by the minister, who tells them that he knows who poisoned the king and queen. When Paul asks him who it is, the minister smirks and says, "It's the one standing right in front of you." The brothers are furious, but the minister leaves. Later that night, Pole and his brother use the spoon to unlock the cell and escape. However, in their haste, they accidentally enter the minister's room. The minister smiles and says, "This is exactly what I wanted, because your attempt to escape proves that you are the ones who poisoned the king and queen." He then warns them that tomorrow, the minister tells Paul and his brother that they will be sentenced to death for attempting to kill the king and queen, and that he will survive. Just then, Espen and Christine arrive on their journey and come across a man with a boat. Espen asks him if he can take them to the Surya Moria Palace. Upon hearing the name, the man becomes very scared and refuses, warning them that the island is full of dangers and no one has ever returned alive. Christine offers him some gold coins, and in exchange, the man gives them a map to the island and tells them they can take his boat, but he will not accompany them. Espen and Christine set off on their journey, and after several hours, they reach a foggy area where they discover many dead bodies floating in the water. As they panic, a huge water creature attacks them. Espen's eyes open, and he finds himself on the island, but Christine is nowhere to be found. Espen frantically searches for her, as he has developed feelings for her. He climbs a high mountain and finally sees the Surya Moria Golden Palace in the distance. He quickly enters the palace and finds the skeleton of the king sitting with a bowl-like object. Espen takes the bowl and notices a hidden path leading downward. Following this path, he reaches a room full of more skeletons. Soon he encounters a light which triggers a poisonous gas in the room. However, Espen drinks the salt bottle he had found earlier, saving himself. Espen then opens a door and finds the water of life. At that moment, the group that had captured Christine arrives. Espen is overjoyed to see Christine alive. The leader of the group rushes toward the water of life to drink it, but Espen tries to stop her, leading to a fight. Meanwhile, the rest of the group starts collecting gold. Finally, the leader manages to drink the water of life and becomes incredibly beautiful. However, the ground begins to shake, and suddenly a three-headed monster emerges from the depths. The leader, now confident in her new powers, attempts to fight the monster, but her efforts are in vain. The monster strikes her with a powerful blow, killing her instantly. The rest of the group, in panic, tries to flee, but the poisonous gas knocks them all unconscious. Christine begs the monster to allow her to take the water of life for her parents. The monster asks, "What will I get in return?" Christine offers him the king's eye, which Espen had found earlier. Delighted, the monster agrees to let her take the water of life. Espen and Christine use the magical shoes to fly away from the island. Meanwhile, back at the kingdom, Paul and his brother are about to be executed by the minister. Just as the execution is about to take place, Espen arrives and tells everyone that the one who poisoned the king and queen is none other than the minister himself. The people present do not believe Espen's words, and the minister begins to attack Espen and his brothers. However, at that moment, the king and queen arrive because Christine had given them the water of life. The king also learns about the minister's betrayal. The minister tries to frame the three brothers by claiming they poisoned the king, but the king responds that he knows who tried to kill him. The king orders his soldiers to throw the minister into the dungeon. Afterward, Espen gives a gift to Christine. Christine then reveals to her parents that Espen was the one who saved them, and she expresses her desire to marry him. This time, the king agrees, and their marriage is finalized. Meanwhile, Espen's brother, Paul, also accepts the maid as his partner. Christine and Espen begin their life together, and with this scene, the movie comes to an end. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.